and unapologetic. New episodes every Thursday at 8 at vvclife.com.
This episode is brought to you by our Patreon members. Sign up right now, patreon.com/VVC Life. And thank you to all of the patrons that have already signed up and are supporting us right now.
No ticket.
All right, everybody. It's your boy Movie Lingo. We're here to do another review of our weekly streams. Unfortunately, I'm by myself. Hopefully, I'll be joined later, but if not, that's all right. You guys can hear me rant and get my one-sided opinion without the variations of my counterparts, JS1, the supplier, and the other Real Reviews team. All right, so on the Sunday episodes, we normally talk about the latest shows in streaming, and we had a couple that have ended, but the shows that we're continuing to talk about today are Reacher, which we'll end the show with, which is still going on the weekly. That's episode 6 of season 2. And a new addition to the show, which we're going to discuss, is actually Percy Jackson. Disney Plus, they revamped it. It's a new it's a series now on Disney Plus. They basically rebooted it, and we're going to be discussing that. Season 1 just dropped, and there's 4 episodes since it's recently started. If you haven't heard of this, the Disney Plus is offering it. If you got that Hulu bundle package with Hulu Disney Plus, you should be able to watch it. The episodes aren't long. It's about 30 to 40 minutes. It's a mixture. But if you're not familiar with Percy Jackson, let me go ahead and put you on. Basically, Percy Jackson is what we call a demigod. His father is Poseidon, his mom is human. And so in this universe of Percy Jackson, demigods are hunted down. They're not favored. There are a lot of other demigods and other monsters that are trying to get rid of them. And this whole series is basically Percy Jackson awakening to his knowledge that he's a demigod, that he's a son of Poseidon, and going on an adventure. Where that adventure is going to lead, we don't know yet. So currently there are 4 episodes that are up right now. And if you're a fan of the books, which unfortunately I haven't read, so if my opinion is a little different than what you'd expect, then I apologize. But I didn't read the books, so I don't know if this version versus the previous films I saw. The previous films I saw, I enjoyed them a great deal. It was a lot of adventure, a lot of Greek mythology. The gods put in there. It was great. But this TV series is actually, it's not living up to my expectations, and I'm not going to spoil anything because I want you guys to go see it. But the TV series is not living up to my expectations, mainly because the teenage aspect of it. I understand that kids see things differently, and they may overreact, or they may be a little anxious, or they may not be able to see the full picture. But there are scenes where they're writing these kids like just completely dumb compared to how smart they were 5 minutes ago. And I know it's just to keep drama going and keep guessing and keep the story moving, but I just feel like the writing can be far more creative than that. I mean, the first episode was pretty interesting, but they how you found out the people in his life are actually there to protect them, and you feel like there was some betrayal, things of that nature. And I was pulled in, and then he ends up being now he's placed. By the time he gets to the second, third episode, he's on this adventure, a mission that they put him on. Why, when he just basically got introduced to this world, is he the chosen one? Why is he so important that he has to do this? I am not sure, but for some reason, they put him on this mission, even though he's very green. And as he's fumbling through it, he brought people counterparts with him that are not. He brought counterparts with him that are also very green as well. And this mission is so important. I don't know why he's chosen. Hopefully that will come out in the story. Hopefully that'll come out in the story as why it's so important. But as of right now, like they're fumbling through this mission. They're not trusting each other. They're having arguments that don't make sense. The evidence of some of the stuff they're arguing about is right in their face, right in front of them. And for some reason, um, they still ask the question, they still doubt each other, they still argue, and it's like eye rolling watching them continue to be this dumb when I feel like those characters should be a lot smarter. But I am going to continue to watch it. And I hope it changes my mind. I hope that the Percy character grows into his position more. But he's so green that he really should not be able to make choices, decision. He has two people with him that are more experienced and they're trying to tell him what the gods would approve and would not approve, but they still let him make choices that get them in deeper situations, and it's ridiculous. It drives me crazy. But I would like your thoughts. Hit me up in the comments or hit me on the movie lingo post. You see, we drop the reels of the show, or comments on this on our VBC Life page or on the Real Reviews page or on our YouTube channel on under the under this video. Let us know what you think if you're watching it, how these characters make you feel, how does it compare to the book? If you're going to continue to watch, I am going to continue to watch, even though I am not really feeling it. I'm hoping that it turns around and makes it better, balances it out, makes it better for me. But as of right now, if we had to rate it based on what it's doing right now, I could still give it a catch on streaming. I would still go with catch on streaming because it can play in the background while you're working on some other stuff, and you can kind of keep interested in it. And like I said, I didn't read the books, so this might be more accurate to what the books are. And so real fans may be mad at me and they might think this is the best thing that ever hit television. And if that's the case, then let me know. And maybe I might go back and read a book, but I'm not really a book reader. So that's where I am with this show. All right. So we're currently going to have a word from our sponsor, and then we're going to get into the next topic, which is Reacher. All right. So we're going to be talking about Jack Reacher, rebooted series. I'm sorry, it's just called Reacher. The version of the books that went into theaters with Tom Cruise is called Jack Reacher, which did not get a ton of positive feedback, even though we did truly enjoy that show. JS1, what's going on, man?
What's good, yo? My bad. Jesus.
It's all good. It's good. It's good to have you. So I just got done talking about Percy Jackson, but I actually want to get back to it to get your opinion, if you don't mind.
Yeah, no problem. Whenever you're ready.
Okay, cool. So just to give you a little feedback of where I was at, I was saying that this show, I haven't read the book, so I don't know how accurate it is to the books itself, but the characters, in my opinion, I don't like the way they're writing them. They I understand they bumming through it because they're green, but I feel like Percy is too green to be making final choices when he's getting feedback from his counterparts who live in the world, and they tell him like, no, the gods don't approve of this or that, and he's still making final choices. And then there's sometimes where there's evidence in front of them on what's happened, but they'll still question each other with doubt. And I feel like it's just the writing trying to force drama, and it's a little annoying. But I plan to keep watching it. What are your thoughts on the show?
Okay, so like I would definitely say that the number one problem, in my opinion, is the kid being super naive. And I know it was written that way specifically, obviously. But him being super naive and then being super expecting of certain things that's supposed to happen. Like if you don't know, first of all, you didn't believe this 2 days ago. Right. This wasn't a reality for you 2 days ago. And then now you in a situation and now you're like, you're sure that by doing A, B, C, X, Y, and Z, these deities are going to come down and they're going to, give you information or follow you or like, and I get it, what I mean? Because the reason why he's acting that way is number one, he's still stricken from grief, even though, there was a realization that happens down the road. But then there's also the issue where the stuff that his mom said to him. So him being trusting and all this is kind of like, well, she said this, so That's kind of it. You know what I mean? I'm kind of, walking in faith with that. But if you got somebody that on your squad that's fire and they telling you what to do and then you still not listening, I thought that was kind of weird too. So me and you on the same page. Now that didn't annoy me or deter me because at the end of the day, what I saw this as is these are kids being kids. He's still hella young. It's not like he's an adult. I'll tell you the other thing. The real thing that got me pissed is how you got somebody in training for 2 days and then say this is a life-changing, world-changing situation and you gotta go on a joint. I'm like, boy don't know how to use nothing. Like, you know what I'm saying? That doesn't make sense to me. Now, if you're trying to tell me, now if they were to say, hey man, you have these innate skills that are gonna come out of you at a different time, or even if that was more kind of implied, and don't tell me that what we saw in the training thing is us implying that he's got these superpowers and that it's going to come out and all this other stuff like that. I'm not going to ride with you on that. That's not going to work for me. It's not going to work for me. You're going to have to give me something more than that. Also, the other thing is, obviously I'm starting with my lows today. I don't know why, but I felt like the camp was too cookie cutter. Oh man, these are the good people. These are the bad people. All right, it's too cookie cutter. Like it wasn't enough. Kind of like I feel like if all these kids, how do I say it? When I went to camp, it wasn't that cut and dry. I've gone to camps where you had to be away in a cabin with other kids for 2 weeks and they had camp counselors. I've done that, and it wasn't as much of a as they played it out to be. So I'm not really feeling that, but I understand it's a television show. You know what I mean? I felt like they did too much ramping up in one episode. It's like you went from completely not believing nothing to being on a quest all in the same episode.
Yeah.
I thought that was a little crazy. I was like, why are we rushing this? Not saying that having the adventure wasn't cool. You wanted to get to the adventure, but you could have taken 2-3 episodes. I feel like they got onto I feel like they had to get onto their adventure within the second episode. First and second episode, I think. And it was just super fast in my opinion.
Yeah, by the end of the second episode, they had already told him that we need you to take this journey. And the third and fourth is the journey, yeah.
Right. I honestly feel like what we should have done is we should have spent the whole first season in the training. I feel like that would have made more sense. You know what I mean? But the movie, the show has to have its thing. Now, the reason why I like the show, now that I've done all of this bad bashing, the reason why I like the show is I love the fact that they've modernized it. I love, even though I feel like it's a really weird way to roll out the character, like I loved the fact that the mom didn't just run away and jump in a car and drive off. And it's like, oh, love you, baby. Have fun at camp. You know what I mean? So like, it was super ill for her fate to play out the way she played out. I thought that, I was like, wow, I haven't seen nothing like this, especially from a Disney film. I'm not used to, no, Disney kills off moms early.
Bambi.
Now that I think about it. Yeah. Killing off moms. Wow. Disney hates moms. That's the benefit of the show. But you know what I mean? I like that. I liked how they how they introduced powers and how it was just subtle. I love the kind of overlaying of two worlds, and then people and demons can be like seen and not seen. And I was like, oh, this is super cool how they kind of play off his being a half human, as it's like, oh, it's almost like a mental illness for him until he's told exactly what. I was like, wow, this is a very interesting thing. I like this. I was like, yo, yeah, okay, yeah, I feel where you going with this. Like that's the stuff that really pulled me in. Him finding out his best friend ends up being outer worldly being, them being mad at each other. I thought that was cool too. So I mean, there are a bunch of elements that make this good, but there are also a bunch of things that I go, wow, you guys rushed this. And you kind of rolled this out, and I feel like this could have been a better job. But let's see where we go with this. I'm all in for the ride. You know what I'm saying? And the bads aren't really scary to me, because you kind of already have this feeling of he's going to overcome, because he hasn't. I don't like I think when you send a bunch of kids out on a quest with no formal training, well, the lead person with no formal training, and he's still winning, I kind of get this feeling like, I mean, what am I supposed to worry about? Like, obviously, you got worried.
You're just really waiting to see how they figure it out, but you're not worried that he's not going to figure it out.
Right? There's no stakes here, and that's where I feel like a part of the importance of the story is establishing the stakes, and we can have a healthy fear. But like, you know, big bad number one comes out of the joint. You're supposed to lose that, but you didn't lose it. You know what I mean? You win it. You know what I mean? And then the next thing, and the next thing, and the next thing. So it's like, yeah, that's pretty freaking crazy. You know what I mean?
What would have been better is if they had added more kids to the team and actually started letting some of them die. Then, even though we're not worried about the lead, we're still worried about the people surrounding him surviving after we get attached to him. You know what I mean?
Correct. And they had like a prophecy before he went on his journey, and I guess that adds confusion to it.
But who's going to I don't want to spoil it.
I'm not spoiling it. It don't make no sense. It's not. Yeah. Once again, it's utterly confusing, and even his choice to choose the people that he chose was confusing, because even the way he explained it, I was like, that don't make no sense. Like, whatever. So, like, yeah, weird show, but I'm happy you're going along for the ride. I think I'm glad that we're on the same page. You
liked a lot more than I was actually, I had nothing but negatives for it. Even though I know they are kids being kids, that's why I hate watching shows with kids. I feel like they hide behind that excuse. Like, these kids are special. They make them a little smarter than the average kid, and it's just so annoying watching it. But I'm gonna see it through. I'm gonna see it through.
Yeah, we're 1,000%. And you know, I think the flip side of it is that I haven't seen the whole season. Yeah, so like I guess because I like the show, I'm giving it more chances, and I'm allowing it to take me on this journey and show me what it's got to show me. So I'm not beefing as much. So okay, all right. You want me to pull up?
You see me try.
Wait, I see you, player.
I already played the ad for my sponsor, so we can just move on to the second subject, which is Reacher.
All right. So as a matter of fact, all right. So make that full screen. Make the
Yep. Ready?
All right. Yep. Now go ahead, put it up. Scroll over top of it, and then hold on. I'll do that for us. That'll make it easier.
Gotcha.
And then
let's run it. You ready?
Yeah. Let me throw this gas on the gasoline. All right. Let me shut up. I'm sorry, sir. Go ahead, roll it out.
No, you good. We've been, like I said, we've been keeping track of Reacher this second season, 6th episode, and we've been rolling week to week with it, and I'm excited to talk about it, sir. Would you like to start with your highs and lows?
So let me tell you right now, I'm fresh with it. Last night, I watched it last night before I went to sleep, and then woke up at 4:00 in the morning and live streamed. But I watched the entire episode, and finally we are getting Reacher the Big Bad action. So you know what I mean. You're getting the main people bumping heads. We're finally getting closer to the resolution. We have now figured out who's good and who's bad. Oof. I mean, if we hadn't figured that out, where would the show be? Because there's really nothing else for them to argue about. There's the only stupid thing that I was like, why is this important? Nobody cares. This was an unnecessary tension. We were gonna go on this ride as long as he kept killing people, beating up people, and helping old ladies, yo. That's the only thing that we here for. We know what Reach is all about, and we just want to see him do it. We are here for the Reacher action. You know what I'm saying? Man got laid again. Oh, yes. You know what I'm saying? And the show progresses as it progresses. I have zero lows. Hey, Percy Jackson, watch Reacher. This is a great way to show how you set up tension and fear, and things could go wrong. And even though we know Reacher could never die because he's bulletproof and he's too smart, but other people around him totally can get out of here. Y'all are out. You can be tapped out at any point in time. Smart storytelling. You know what I mean? Great, like acting. I think the acting is getting better and better. Not saying that it wasn't great in the beginning, but I definitely enjoyed it and where it was going. I don't have any lows for this, bro. I'm not going to say that, bro. I feel like this thing cooked perfectly.
I got you, man. I'm about there with you. I do have one low, but let me start with my highs. I'm with you on the where we are with the story, because you know it's a couple more episodes left. So now that we've finally brought out the big bad out into the open, you know what I'm saying? We got past everything. We've cleared certain suspicions, certain things that they were worried about, certain people being involved. We got clarity. Now the last 2 episodes, because it's 8 episodes a season, so 7 and 8 should just be all go for it. Let's get all that arguing, like you said, out of the way. So I like that we got past it, because I was worried they were going to drag it to the very last moment to find out, who was fully involved, who was not, who was guilty. So I love that. And then I love the action, love the way it played out. My only low is that we're not going to get that one-on-one at the end. Not even though I know it wasn't going to be worth it. But if I would have wrote it, that one-on-one fight with Reacher and the cop would have been Reacher, even though he's not known for holding back, but because he's not trying to intentionally hurt this dude at this point because of respect, that guy actually pushed Reacher to a point where it's like, oh, okay, you better than I thought. Then Reacher steps it up and puts him down for good, and they go have a beer. That's how I would have wrote it. Like, Reacher would have been toying with him and then realized, okay, you actually deserved a good bop. And then, all right, so you good? All right, we done. Let's go have a beer. But we're not going to get that. So that's my only low.
No, it's going to be when we get off air, I will get back to that, because I how it's going to happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah, look, the Dad Panthers in the comments right here. Let's see what he got. Reacher is the kind of guy who will take your girl, and you won't be mad at both of them for that decision. Yeah, I'm not really stepping to Reacher. I'm not gonna lie to you.
The crazy part is, Reacher is the type that would never take your girl.
That's true. That's true.
He would be the one to pull your girl up and be like, "He's a good man.
You need to do right by him.
You need to do right by him. And if you don't, I'll knock you." It's I have my home girl over here. She's gonna knock you straight.
Reacher's the wingman that you want. You ain't never got to worry about him taking your girl, and he gonna make sure she right for you, or he gonna let it be known.
Never. Even in the show, when the vagine is his and they have put their name on it, they have shaved the hairs into it, he still be like, "You sure? I don't know." I mean, we don't have to. Like, he really be on the we ain't got to. I mean, right. He be I have never seen a dude so unpressed.
Right, to get it.
Top-notch 10 vagine. Like, you know what I mean?
I'm glad that he didn't turn it down, though. I was worried he was going to come up with some excuse, but he rolled with it, and I was like, my man. So shout out to the Dad Panther for tuning in. We looking forward to getting you back on the show as soon as possible, sir.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Finish setting up your setup. You know what I mean? So we can go. Stop worrying about where the cords is gonna go. Ain't nobody gonna see the floor. Ain't nobody sticking from the waist down. Just the waist up.
Come on with it.
So, all right, let me ask you this. You know what I mean? Now that we're at this point, I think, how many episodes is it? 10?
It's gonna. Well, let me double check. I think it's only gonna be 8 this season. Let me double check for you again. No. Yeah, so we're only looking at like 2 more. Season 2.
Damn you, writer strike.
Yep. There's only 2 more episodes left, 7 and 8.
All right. My question is this, and I hate this. Stop. Goddamn light being annoying. Do you feel like old boy that we can't find, our mystery marine or our mystery whatever the guy he is, do you feel like he's going to show up for the last bad scene? Like, do you feel like he's going to show up for the big bad and then they're going to do like the combo, you know what I'm saying, forming together like Voltron? Or do you feel like he's been wrapped up and kept in a cage somewhere, you know what I'm saying, and they're going to find him all beat up and they're like, Reacher, reporting for duty, sir. Like, you know what I mean? What's your prediction for the wrap up with this given third party that we can't find, ain't around, and just seems to be disappeared? Or do you feel like he's dead? What do you think your prediction is?
That's my prediction. I feel like he is dead, but it just wasn't done as public as it was with the rest of the team. And maybe because of how embedded he was in the company, they didn't want it to come back to the company. Those other guys that they tossed out of the helicopter, they weren't a part of the company. They were looking into the company, but there was no evidence of that. Unfortunately, Reacher and them got to that point that ended up pulling them in. They ended up bringing them down that path. But I feel like their boy that's embedded in the company, they took care of him quietly because they didn't want his credentials or whatever to lead investigations their way. But I think he's dead.
Got you. All right. Okay. I ain't tripping.
What you thinking?
I'm thinking I don't think he's dead. And I'm really seesawing between. Okay, so what I don't want, and which will probably happen, is they'll find him and he'll be like, reporting for duty, sir. And they found him all beat up, and he was like, we holding on to him for collateral or something. And then like what more than likely could happen, because this is Reacher and we gotta get action on top of action and top of action, is to, you know, have him come in and be like, you know, join in on the main boss fight, and then like they all wrap it up, and then, you know, they salute each other in a bar, and, you know, whatever. And then
I will say this though.
Go ahead.
About the main boss fight, you know, we still got this guy who's working his way trying to get to T-1000. You know, they're stealing identities and killing people along the way. And they're really pumping him up, and we're getting down to 2 episodes. So in my opinion, he's got to be skilled to the point like where he could take on all of them at once, at least in a hand-to-hand for a little bit. Because if he shows up and then it's just him one-on-one Reacher and Reacher puts him down, I'm like, what? Why do we wait for that? Reacher been doing that to everybody all season. So why y'all build this guy up that they got to find him? He's trying to get to the destination that they're trying to get to, and when they get there, if Reacher just one-on-one puts them down, it's like, at least if they're gonna do it that way, they got to make it where he's formidable. Otherwise, it was a waste of a build-up. Like, this guy really needs to be worth it, in my opinion.
Well, it wasn't a build-up like he wasn't even down to torture his own prisoners. So like, come on, bro, you ain't seen him lift his finger. And Reacher said it. Hey man, he ain't going to do no fighting. He ain't going to lift no dead bodies. Like, he's the guy in charge. He's going to bring people to do that. So like, Reacher knows.
No, I'm talking about the guy that's traveling right now that just stole the cop's identity. That's on his way.
Oh yeah,
stole the dentist's identity. And the cop stopped him in this episode, and he ended up killing.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
He got to be worth something.
That's going to be a good fight. I don't even feel like Reacher's going to end up touching him, because I feel like Reacher's going to focus on the main big guy. So there's going to be some interesting back and forth there. But I totally forgot about that too. Shout out to him for killing that cop lady. A little late. I was like, why you let her get on the
You let her get that far?
Yeah, yo, why you ain't just kill her straight off? I ain't
right. You knew that if she radioed, it was going to red flag something. So I'm surprised he waited as long. But
I'm mad at the cop lady, because I'm like, really? You about to do paperwork for a warning?
Mm-hmm.
What do it matter? Like, obviously, you see this person from out of state. They not local.
Mm-hmm. He not gonna come back for that.
You're at a rest stop harassing somebody about having something in their window. Come on, bro. Ain't no cop about to do that. Like, I obviously know that you're driving through my state. You're not here to stay. I felt like y'all tried to, for whatever reason, y'all wanted to show that he was still in the movie.
Yeah, so I forgot about him. Honestly, I did, and I was like, "Oh, this guy."
Right, because that scene made zero sense. We didn't need it. No. It didn't add to the plot. You know what I mean? It only lets us know as the audience that the police has caught on to his identity. and it let him know that the police are going to his identity. So it was actually kind of helpful. So him catching that, hearing that, hey, the guy's dead, that means you got to switch a Rooney.
Yeah.
So
I stole his identity. But that's probably not going to lead anywhere because he's been evading everybody this whole damn series so far, and we got 2 episodes left.
So it'll be interesting to see how they wrap this season up and see how Reacher beats everybody because he ain't going to lose.
yeah, but I just feel like if they're gonna make this guy be so invasive and so lethal, I need him to be worth it when he meets up with Reacher. I know he's not gonna win, but I just need it to be worth it.
He's too small and skinny. Ain't gonna make no difference.
Oh Lord.
I mean, I've already got my money's worth. I'm already in a great space with this show. I just want you to stay consistent. And wrap it up tight. Don't wrap it up in a goofy way. That's my prayer. It's like, please don't get lazy because y'all trying to rush and finish the season. Y'all do some goofy wrap up at the end and it's going to make me upset because the first season was so perfect.
Right.
You can't mess this up, bro. You can't mess this up.
But see that for me, if they don't make this guy worth all of this extra shit we getting, that's not gonna be wrapped up tight for me. So I just need him to be a worthy opponent. That's all, just worthy.
I mean, did not Reacher killing 2 people on a bus make you feel better?
It did make me feel better.
See, you got what you needed. And as long as the T-1000 or whatever his name is die, you good.
He's got to get tossed from a helicopter. I'm not gonna be satisfied.
Yo, that's exactly what's gotta happen. Gotta happen. The final scene is gonna take place on a helicopter or something.
It better.
Something
throw him from something. He just got to fall a few thousand, and then I'll be good. So you want to rate this? Oh, go ahead.
I was at one more thing. Only in this TV show can a man say that he's going to murder somebody to so many police officers, and the police officers go, like nobody's like, yo, bro, nah, we got to bring him in. Like, no, this is justice. Like these cops was like, all right, I mean, I personally wouldn't do it, but I'm saying, I guess you tell Reacher what to do. You know what I'm saying? We gotta do whatever.
Right.
Like, come on, bro. Like, come on. And even Reacher, for that matter, I was like, Reacher, you are doing way too much at this point for you to kind of act the way you're acting. I thought that was a little too much. I feel like I'm not gonna say it's crossing the line, but like, golly, you looking the other side with your tongue. You really. All right. So anyway, let me get out to my favorite part of the show. Rating time. Rating time. Is it a good watch? Is it a classic? Is it catch me on streaming? Is it not doing for me? Or is it a hell no? Or if you ever show me this again, I will you, sir. What was this episode rated for you?
So this episode for me, I'm gonna give it a classic. Yeah, I felt like it brought me back up to like, okay, here we go. I'm ready. Okay. Dad Panther, instead of one word answers, I need you to give me a rating. And then he's talking about then boom. Hey, you think about Buddy getting tossed from the helicopter, right?
Boy, I need that rating. All right, so my rating, ladies and gentlemen, will be as follows. This is definitely a good watch. This episode was a good watch. It wasn't perfect. It wasn't perfect. I felt like some key things happened. Kind of got under my skin. I felt like that the scene where they are. Hold on, let me see where he's at.
He didn't give his rating yet.
It's a kind of privilege, right? All right, the thing that if I may say, the thing that takes out of perfect for me is I think they slipped a little bit with the lady. I think it was a great funny scene, the kind of way they pulled it together, but it could have been better. Number 2 is that fight scene where the helicopter comes in. I saw that coming a mile away. Why didn't Reacher? Once again, if I can outthink Reacher, I feel like there's a problem.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
He should know exactly what I should know. You making a statement that I got you blocked in, and you know this guy got resources, and my thought process would be you just shot out his tires maybe 5 minutes ago. And I'm not down with the whole you know what I'm saying, 5 minutes, 6 minutes go by shooting at tires, and all of a sudden a helicopter happens. Come on, bro. Come on. Now, if they had made like an announcement, like he had been like, yo, y'all be on ready 5 just in case. Look, I'm going in here to get shorty. You don't know what's going to happen.
Shit could get hot. Yeah.
Right. Then I'd be like, all right, cool. But for you to like shoot out the tires and then a couple minutes later, helicopters ain't that damn fast. You know what I'm saying? So, all right, that Panther finally gave us his.
Gave a classic.
All right. But at the end of the day, I still love the show. I still had a blast with it. I still want to see where this goes. I'm all in for the ride. So with that being said, let's see, what else did we watch? We were supposed to review.
For TV, no. I know on Tuesday Echo starts.
Yo, Echo looks so amazing.
Yeah, Tuesday Echo starts. I know Thursday we're doing Ferrari and Dave Chappelle show plus a retro film.
Can't wait for y'all for the Ferrari review. I already saw that yesterday. No, I just want to say about Echo. The trailers look amazing, and there's something that's got me excited in my chest when Disney's like, yeah, we're gonna drop all of them. But I
think it's only 5.
Don't matter.
Okay, you getting that complete story though.
Disney has never on that platform ever dropped all the episodes. They will make you wait. They will spoon feed you the bull crap for weeks and weeks at a time. There was only 6 episodes of Obi-Wan, and they was like, "Yep, yeah, you gonna take this. You gonna take this mid-grade,
a little bit at a time, right?
One nugget at a time." Like,
yep.
You know they confident. They confident when they go, man, go ahead. Take all that. Yeah. You got that. And you're welcome. They want the internet. They like, we want the internet to go crazy. We're gonna let them have the whole pie. You know what I mean? Let's experiment with this. I do that. And you know what? Shout out to you, Disney, because I was so ready to cancel my subscription. But you have forced me to pay another month. I feel like they dropping Echo around the time when they renewing everybody's subscriptions to keep everybody on board.
Word. Looks like the Dad Panther still has some comments on the Reacher. His Reacher.
It's what I hope lights the fuse for 80s, 90s action heroes to come back. Yo, thank you. And showing that it's not necessary for all of these extra, things. We don't need a whole bunch of explosions. I mean, we can do explosions and that's cool, but we don't just need a lot of effects. I feel like Hollywood has forgotten why blockbusters originally were blockbusters, and it was surrounding. You find a great actor that has an unusually crazy physical, feature. And they do some action, and then some fisticuffs, man. We will be in, and make it smart, man. Spend the time to develop the story.
This guy lowered his rating after thinking about it. I guess he was excited. He said, "Good watch." He said classic, but that was good watch. Sorry, he was hyped. Okay, all right.
I'm with you, bro. I'm with you. It's all at our moments. I swear to God, I was watching that last night with my fook, and I was having a good old time on the couch.
I'm still drinking, but Echo does start on Tuesday. I mean, when they dropping all of them Tuesday, and according to Dad Panther's research, he says Echo has 6-minute Daredevil fight. So that's that. If they do that right, that's gonna be worth all 6 minutes, hopefully.
Word. All right. So while we doing, all right, we not getting off of here. We doing some mega podding. I'm gonna throw this into the joint.
What's up?
We just watched this film Friday night. I had if you watched if you were watching the stream with us, I had to piss at the end of the show, and I literally barely made it to. I barely made it to the bathroom in time. So I'm gonna run this trailer, and then we're gonna talk about this. Let me see.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Yeah,
I thought we was gonna do it Thursday, but let's do it now. Let's do it.
Oh, my bad. Let's get this done, man. Let's
But I don't think that group will work out now. Stop acting like you don't miss it. Hey, women, the cheers, the tips, the tips. I do. But how you gonna do that with your leg? My dancing days is over, but I got a ringer.
I am not a clown. I'm a magician.
You need to tell your face.
Oh,
When you moving out, I am tired of sneaking men in. The last one I had there was so loud, and I let him come in my back door. I was scared he was gonna wake you up.
Oh, we ain't got no back door.
that poor kid.
Mom, thanks, but it's a one-way ticket.
There's only one way you're gonna do this, Merlin. Your way.
Once upon a time, we were the finest male dancing troupe in town. A chocolate chip.
All right. After long last, we finally get to have a conversation about Back on the Strip. Give me another one. Huh? Just like I thought. This is an interesting one, bro. All right. Initial impressions when I played the trailer, I was like, "Yo, we got to watch this for the Black Watch Theater." You know, how did you? I'll be honest. How did you feel about
it? Initial impression. I actually was looking forward to watching it. I was looking forward to seeing all those different personalities, comedic personalities on the screen, and I was looking forward to it.
I was sold from the trailer. I was sold from the type of black people I saw in the trailer. When I saw Faison Love, when I saw Wesley Snipes, when I saw Tiffany Haddish, I was like, "Oh, these are talented black people that come into the budget." See, let's think about that. Yo, this is good talent that the budget ain't high on. So I'm like, all right, this is a dope little indie film. Like, we're gonna put this together. So I was definitely excited about it. I was nervous now, and I didn't know why I was nervous. There was an undertinge of, man, this could be a train wreck, because the trailer, I realized this just now while I was watching this trailer. This trailer was edited bad.
Yeah. The movie totally different than what the trailer presented.
Right. And not even just that, it's the pacing, it's the landing of the jokes. It's like certain scenes going on a little too long in the trailer. It should have been like, you know what I mean? I keep trying to tell people that we are subject to modern day editing, and the way modern day editing is not like, this was edited like they was about to release this in the 90s.
Right.
Building
up the story.
Right. You can't release this in 2023. You know what I mean? You gotta make it faster. You gotta put those, like, where all of these jokes land, you gotta put like a sound effects, boom, or
drop your hook and then get out. Don't stand around, wasting time with other stuff.
Right. Another mistake that it makes, we'll get into later, but that was my initial. I was still excited, even though I didn't know why the trailer was scaring me, but there was an undertinge of this could be bad. You know what I mean? Then it comes out and it's really not in theaters. That's another, like, damn, this might be bad. Like, they not putting it in theaters. What's going on with this? Like, So we finally get to the day. I bought it. A month later, we watch it Friday night. If you missed it, you guys are out of your mind for missing. And Dad Panther, you out of your mind for missing. You should have at least watched it. You should have just been in the comments. Jesus Christ, it was a good night. So, like,
good night.
You know what I mean? Highs and lows. Give me your highs and lows.
So the highs for me was the writing was really on point. You know, there was some moments where they were forcing some stuff, but there were a lot of moments that made up for it, where the comedic timing was on point, or the writing of the just some of the, even the sarcastic messages or Easter eggs, if you will, whatever tidbits that they were throwing out there to get you to think. They weren't even on a comedic level, but they were still well timed, where it ended up being like impactful and funny. You know what I'm saying? And the comedic aspect, some of the cameo was decent. You know, I don't know if I want to spoil that or not, but I just felt like the chemistry for everybody made sense, especially for them coming back to the strip, as the title say. Everything about it, their progression, it was just so amusing and so funny. All the little backstories with people having their little personal issues, whether, you know, somebody's worried about an ex-girlfriend or reconnecting some people, and they also did you know, some reoccurring jokes. There was another joke that they could have kept coming back, because that's my thing in comedies. I love to see a joke find its way back into another situation. And they did it with a couple of things. So those highs for me. Are we going lows, or you want to hit your?
Yeah, go ahead, hit your lows.
So the lows for me, it kind of teeters on the same thing. There were some jokes in some situations that they were trying to make sure every character had theirs, and not every character's situation was as funny. The guy playing Mr. X, his scenarios were not as humorous, or the writing as far as his character goes. Same thing with the lady that was running the bar whose lights weren't working, and then you know, it's called a cookie club, but it was attached to the vagina hotel, or whatever you want to call it.
It was the vagrant. It was the vagrant. No, and then the lights went out, and then it was the vagina hotel. But
that's, you know, what it was, yeah. Yeah, but that was see, stuff like that. Seeing that was made funny, but there was a lot of missed opportunities to keep stuff going. I felt like they tried too hard to fit other people in, when honestly, if that stuff wasn't living up to the stuff that was hitting, they could have left that out. But that's actually the only low that I have.
Man, I love the fact that you just said everything you just said, because I was gonna go off and say, I mean, first of all, my highs is I'm surprisingly pleased at how great this movie was. I'm surprisingly pleased at how funny, how much work they put into this, man. Like being an indie film, but it was smartly done. They didn't overdo it with different scenes. A lot of the scenes took place in the same places. They brought in characters. I agree that there might have been too many characters that were introduced, but I also love the fact that they just had fun with it. You had time to really get in, ingratiate with each character, move on. Story goes. The arc is completed at the end, and we get what we get. But in addition to great acting from people I didn't know who the hell they were. Like, you know what I'm saying? Well, I'm not going to say all of them. I know the classic guys. They want to come in and they're going to be themselves. And that's what we came for. I came for Faison to be Faison. I came for JB Smoove to JB Smoove. I came for Bill Bellamy to be Bill Bellamy. Like, you know what I'm saying? The only person that really created a complete character and we didn't know who he was Wesley Snipes. Like, Wesley Snipes creating this Yoda / Tu-Wan Fu / you know, like entity was like, yo, this is he's such an actor. You know what I mean? And that was one of those moments, one of those rare moments where you realize, like, yeah, yo, he's not just a superhero guy like that we used to, because he's done so much action, but he is an actor, and he can play characters outside of what we've seen him in. Like, you know what I mean? And I don't know what I was expecting. Maybe I was expecting him to be more, I'm not going to say normal, but I was expecting him to play more of like a black dad, or like a black, a normal, or like, yeah, like more of an alpha. Well, he was an alpha. He just was like a pimp. You know what I'm saying? He was like a pimp. Like he was an alpha, but he was a pimp alpha. So now I've shared shame on me, face red, droopy eyes.
He didn't watch it. That's what he said. He didn't join us, and he didn't watch. That's what.
Somebody want to hear your droopy eye bull crap. So anyway, my one low, and we both kind of said it. Editing, man. I feel like editing was plaguing the film. It said there was stuff where, first of all, the audio volume is too low. Audio volume needed to come up a lot. That's number one problem. Number two problem, you know, certain scenes dragged a little too much. Certain scenes just didn't need to be there. It was just a little unnecessary. Allowing some of our secondary characters to just go on and on and on with certain jokes. I feel like we could have shaved 15 minutes off this film and it would have tightened it up completely. Some sound effects and some of the funny up, punching up the funny moments or the kind of like, the setting up of certain jokes and the execution of certain jokes, even though it was funny as hell, I feel like it would have been a little bit more impactful. Even the scene with the big cameo, I felt like everybody was like, the big dude is on the scene. We gotta let him ride. Whatever you gonna do, yeah, we got it now. And it's just like, all right, there's nobody on the side going, he doing a little too much, bro. Let's cut this down, or let's just chop this out. You let him ride for while you got him, and then when he leaves, all right, cool, we're gonna chop this down. In and
Not
out.
to cut you off, but that was a missed opportunity where even if he wrote it himself, there should have been some back and forth, like really get at each other, and to give somebody else a moment to share the screen with him. I know he wanted to win and dominate, but it still should have been. That was an opportunity where more strong writing could have given him a better back and forth argument type scene.
Right. Or even if you're going to play the straight man, there's a better way to play the straight man, because essentially he's playing the straight man in the film. You know what I'm saying? We are kind of on this journey through his eyes, and he's not. I guess not having life experience means you're just not funny. So you're the one movie in the film that has no life experience, so you can't laugh like everybody else can laugh. I don't know what their intent was on how they created this boy. Number two, there's no way this dude with a 6-pack and a 20-foot schlong is socially awkward.
20 inch, not 20.
No, whatever. Dick as long as it's rims on a car. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no way in the world he packing like that and got a 6-pack and then
right.
I was like,
even if he didn't know what to do, somebody would have accidentally come across that one day and showed him what to do with it. So they really, that was really crazy the way they played him up.
There's no girl in high school that's gonna see that dude and go, nah, I'll pass. He's tall. He's like 6'2", 6'3". So you tall, 6-pack, schlong. No way. He's not getting out of high school without being raped by 5 different women, even the teachers.
Right. Even the teachers.
He's gonna come out and end up being cool. He's gonna end up being like, all right, it's cool that you said, oh, he liked being in his room and he was playing with the da-da-da-da. That's cute. You know what I mean? But it's going to happen. It's going to be more than one girl climbing through the window and doing all this other stuff, but I get it. Like, you created this little world. You created this one little character. He's got the one girl that's his only friend, and they go through this journey, and I think that's cool. But I feel like if they had played it a little bit more realistic, he could be cool, but just not be over the top. Meaning that, all right, I had some girls, but I look, I don't want to treat girls the way my mom got treated. His mentality is that I decided I'm going to be a good guy and I'm going to be faithful. But that don't mean that like I'm going to play the fool. Shorty left for college and now I'm sitting here like waiting for her to come back. I mean, like, you could have had. I feel like it would have been a better setup to be like, I got a girl I'm messing with. I'm really just messing with her until Shorty come back. See what I really want. But Shorty pressing down on me to, really like commit. And it's about that time and we should. And then you kind of saying, yeah, but you kind of said no. And then Shorty come back in town and then like it causes that friction. And then, all right, look, I got to get away. Look, I'm just going to go to Vegas and I'm going to do what I'm going to do. I felt like that would have made way more sense.
That would have been a lot better. I also want to throw in the possibility, but he could be familiar with females, but because she means so much to him, he's still not as confident going there because so much is more at risk to him. You know what I mean? Like if he messed that up, that's going to scare him. So he may be a little timid, but he's confident with any other female. They could have wrote it like that.
Yeah, exactly. And then especially when the mother character is an extrovert and then the dad is an extrovert and then the son turns out to be a complete wussy.
Yeah, nah.
That's not how. That's not how genetics works, my guy.
No, yeah, because I'm definitely not an introvert. Both my parents they're outspoken extroverts, and that's who I am.
Right. You might be laid back, but that
Right.
don't mean you're gonna get that ass. Like, you know what I'm saying? You gonna make your moves and you gonna pivot and you know what I mean, whatever. Like, that's just what that is.
Yo,
So, like,
so the Dad Panthers asking is the Buddy Slong a reacher?
yo, pause, bro. Oh, yo, don't say that. Not on this live stream. Like, don't even put that in the chat. Like, we don't reference other men's. And are like, what? Boy, that's nasty. Boy, you nasty. You so nasty. You is so nasty. You so nasty.
Oh my god.
Outside of all of those things, I had a blast with it. And I was asking myself, you know, at 4:00 this morning, I'm like, is it because I'm watching it with my dog that makes it good and I got me some good drink, or was it really a good movie? And I went back and I watched a little bit last night and I was like, yeah, this shit's funny. Yeah, so like, I'm gonna have to get my rating right now.
Let's do it.
Is it a classic? Is it a good watch? Is it a catch on streaming? Is it not doing it for me? Is it a or is it, if you ever show me this again, I'm gonna you in the face, sir? What would be your review?
So I'm gonna give this one a good watch. Definitely really enjoyed it. I wanted to go classic, but it just missing just that.
Them editing issues takes it out of the classic form.
Right.
I mean, like, we've seen a bunch of black indie films that was super tight, you know, and came through. But I'm gonna also say this is a good watch, and it's so close to being a classic. You know what I mean? But this is one of them joints where I can watch this over and over again. Just the same way I can watch Booty Call over and over again. I can watch Woo over. I can watch. It's like this goes in the pantheon of classic black cinema. This is a must see. Yo, this generation has its own indie joints that's underground, like How to Be a Player was for us.
Word.
Big theater film, but it was something that when it came out on DVD, it was legendary. Like, everybody had to see it because first of all, there's mad little chicky chicks in there with their titties out, and you know what I mean. You get to see some bad honeys. It's a funny story. It's a cool little. It's not dark. You know, it's light. It's funny, and you just enjoy the ride. Like, you know what I mean. And this follows in that tradition. I mean, without a lot of nudity, because I don't remember. Was there any nudity in this joint?
No, none.
So shout out to them for that. They pulled it off.
They pulled it off.
Shout out, and I want to give a special shout out to Tiffany for being just extra nasty. Fine, yeah, no, I definitely
funny too.
I feel like I got a shot with, and Tiffany should be 2 up for me to even feel like I have a shot. But every nigga on the planet feels like they got a shot with Tiffany had the show.
Word.
But go ahead, Eddie. What's your you already gave it to us.
I gave it rated, but the Dad Panther is trying to host the show from home. He needed to just go in and log on and get in this motherfucker. But would you recommend this? Where can we watch this? And could we see a sequel? So I actually want to answer the sequel part. But I would recommend this to anybody. Well, how about you, JS1?
Yeah, definitely would recommend this. I have recommended it to all of my friends. I'm going to continue to recommend it. Where can they say it? You can rent it on any streaming platform that has like a paywall. So Amazon, Google Play, iTunes, all that. I bought it to own it. I feel like it's my responsibility as a black media.
I also went back and bought it to support after we watched it.
Yeah, like, yo, you should buy it. You shouldn't just rent it. It's only like what, $14-15?
Yeah, $14.99. Yeah.
Yeah, y'all spend all that money on liquor and weed and women. So like, yo, go ahead, drop a little 15. You know what I mean? It's like a movie ticket for real, but you get to own it. That's it's even better. So like, I bought it and I recommend everybody buy it. Once again, this is a great movie for, getting your friends around, y'all hanging out, and you just want to, yo, you ever seen this joint? good. Yeah, yo, you gotta watch it. It's like y'all playing spades in the crib, or y'all having a barbecue, and y'all just need to throw on. Yo, I can honestly say it's not overly raunchy. I would show this to my mom and dad.
Yeah, it's tamed. It's really tamed. I mean, Tiffany Haddish may drop some one lines or two that make you be, kind of wonder how your parents gonna react, but that might go over their head like it went over their kids' head. Who knows? You know what I'm saying?
So yeah, I definitely recommend this to the family. I recommend it to, I mean, obviously if they under, like 14 or 15 or whatever, under that, you might want to get them to leave the room for a little bit, but I don't even think you would do that, because I've seen kids watch way worse than that, way more sexual,
I definitely
crazy stuff. You know what I mean? Yeah. So like I said, I recommend this to everybody. It's on streaming. And the last question was, I forgot the last question.
The last question was, could we see a sequel? And honestly, I was just about to say that I could write one. I could see a sequel where he may be still pursuing magic, but because of his girlfriend's dance and choreography skills and the money that they were making, that this becomes the path. They get that hotel and the money revamped and everything, and this is the business. And then maybe they find a way to get other shows throughout the day. Late night is the strip club, but throughout the day he can still do his magic thing, and they pack in the house, and we'll find new drama, new story arcs to give a sequel. I would write it that way. As a matter of fact, I might just do it and try and get Kevin Hart to fund it.
I would say my pitch would be this. I like where you're going with it. Homeboy is building a relationship with his dad. They said he got sick before and got better. Whatever the fuck happens again. He gets sick, but he don't got no insurance. And the little bit of money he had, he got it into the club. So he's in the hospital. His bills is racking up. Baby boy doing all right, but he ain't doing that good the way he can just float all of Poppy's bills. And
so they gotta come back.
So now with him and his new wife, they like, I got an idea. We're gonna mix the magic with the with the show, and then hijinks ensues. Like, you know what I mean? You want me to put this rabbit well? You know what I mean? So it's just like there's like 1,000 ways you could go.
Yeah, so, black magic, baby. For those of y'all that didn't get that, you need to watch this movie, man. I'm just trying to tell you.
Oh my God. So yeah, you know what I mean? That's the way to do it. And then by the end of it, you raise the money. And then not only did you raise the money, but you got the place back popping. And you know what I'm saying, happily ever after. Or you could go dark with it and lose Pops, and then, you know what I'm saying, then it's that one last show you're gonna do just for him or something like that. Before you hang up your G-string forever. I don't know. This is for you, Dad. Give it to these bitches. Oh, shit. So, that was so inappropriate. I shouldn't have said it. But anyway,
with that being, the Mastermind, he's in the comments too. He just popped in with a thumbs up.
Mastermind, you didn't tune in for the Joint Friday. I'm telling y'all, go back and watch Black Watch Theater. It is phenomenal, bro. It's phenomenal. It is so entertaining. That whole episode was entertaining. And we had such a good time with it. So, with that being said, is there anything else you want to cover and talk about, sir?
No. I'm glad you brought it up, though. I've been wanting to talk about it, so I'm glad we didn't wait till Thursday. That was good. That was good.
Yeah. No, we got too much to cover on Thursday. We have a boatload. Yo, I'm telling you, I got my rundown is so crazy. So I'm like, let's get this out the way now, and then because we had already agreed on what the two shows were.
Yeah. Well, we got Ferrari and Dave Chappelle. We don't have a throwback, but if we had a throwback, it's already a lot plus all the news.
Man, that's it. And I don't know if you come up with something, but I want to let y'all know, if you're watching right now, join us at 6 p.m. for I was about to say Black Watch Theater. There's too much black going on. Join us for Black Nerd Podcast. Black, y'all. Black, y'all. Black Nerd Podcast at 6 p.m. We got special guest Remy Rouge. So the sexy cover model for this month's new Gamer Girls magazine, which is done by executive producer here, the guy himself. He like 'em thick, he like 'em thick on Instagram and Facebook. So You know what I'm saying? Are you going to be on the show, sir? I was going to ask you to come on as a guest because I could quiz you about the Gamer Girl mag.
Oh, I'm so honored. I didn't know. I was not planning on being on the show. I was actually going to be working on my vision board for the show. I haven't worked on that. But you know what?
Board doing the vision board stream, and that's another thing. After that, for the vision board party, so he working on his vision board for the vision.
I'm still working on that, but you know what? I will jump in. I will be there.
Yeah, you know, what I mean, it's gonna be a great show, man. I've done tons of promo. Your girl ain't. I'm like, why you not going? Well, anyway, I ain't gonna trip. We'll put the flyer together, and she didn't even like none of the pictures. Like, come on, shorty. Like,
she's a late bloomer. She'll get there.
You say she's a late bloomer. It's 1 o'clock. I'm just fussing around. Y'all make sure that y'all tap in for that. Tap in for Thursday night show, the imminent return of the Real Reviews live stream, the full live stream. This is just a titty bit nugget of the greatness that you'll receive when you tune in on Thursdays. And then I've already purchased it. Hold up. Black Watch Theater presents the classic. Undeniable. The life-changing. Blockbuster. Wasn't even supposed to go well, but it did. Golden Child. With Eddie Murphy. Black Watch Theater is going nuts, people. Make sure you get your subscription if you haven't. And if you got your subscription, make sure you are freaking tuned in for steeped in greatness. You know,
January 19th at 8 p.m. January 19th on Patreon.
So, like, look, y'all got 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? This week coming up, we ain't got no show. I'm doing a studio session that Friday. Then the next Friday, we will be in for Black Watch Theater. The week after that, we're doing Cyberpunk. I got a bunch of Aries Lounge coming up, man. This year, we are cranking out content, reality shows. We're working on a web series. So, like, just make sure that y'all are keeping locked and supporting as much as you can, bro. 5, 10, 20, 25, 50, 100. Support the movement, man. You know, and the studio is open, both virtually studio and our physical studio here in Baltimore. Come tap in with us, you know, get some studio time, do your own podcast. So, you know what I mean? With that being said, sir, are we done yet? Or
we are done, sir.
We will check y'all next time. Real Reviews hosted by your man Eddie Lingo and your boy JS1, the supplier.
No ticket.